Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. We are unpacking a genuinely fascinating piece of economic analysis right now, one that visualizes how the global job market is fundamentally reshaping itself right before our eyes. We'll be walking through a framework titled Career AI, Navigating the Economic Shift. Yeah, if you've been feeling the ground shifting beneath your feet in your own career lately, or if you're just trying to figure out where on earth the global market is heading next, well, you are in the right place. We are going to look at the direct drivers of demand for future-ready skills, and more importantly, how you can position yourself to actually thrive in all of this.
Our source material organizes this massive global shift into four distinct areas: navigating economic instability, high-growth career sectors, the skills-based employment shift, and finally, the global digital economy.
Starting off with navigating economic instability, which is really the driving force behind all this uncertainty we're feeling. When we look at the complete economic framework from our source, the ultimate catalyst for all this change is right there under emerging issues. Our current macroeconomic reality, the declining data, the market volatility, that is exactly what is driving everything else we're about to discuss today. Now, what's incredibly interesting here is how the problem is framed. Economic uncertainty and unemployment aren't just presented as passive, unfortunate statistics, they are active driving forces. Our source material points out that these factors are practically forcing the need for a completely new approach to how we plan our professional lives. The old blueprints simply aren't holding up against this kind of pressure anymore. The document explicitly states that this instability drives an immediate need for what they call agile career guidance. But let's clarify what that actually looks like in the real world. Agile career guidance is simply your ability to quickly adapt, learn, and pivot your career planning in response to these rapid market shifts. It means the old days of setting a rigid 40-year career plan and just blindly sticking to it, totally regardless of what the economy does. Yeah, those days are officially over. You absolutely have to be able to move with the current. Moving right along to our second area, high-growth career sectors. Let's look at where the rapid expansion is actually occurring. In direct response to all that instability we just talked about, our source pinpoints 5 key industries experiencing massive, rapid expansion right now. We have remote work, obviously enabled by ubiquitous global connectivity. We have AI, which is fundamentally altering how we think about productivity. Healthcare, a perpetually vital and growing sector. Green energy, which is driving the entire global sustainability transition. And freelancing, representing an entirely new mode of professional independence and agility. The major takeaway for this specific area is that rapid, undeniable expansion is happening across these 5 key industries. Look, if you're trying to insulate yourself from the economic instability we discussed a minute ago, these sectors are essentially your lifeboats. So ask yourself right now, how does your current career trajectory, or even your company's trajectory, align with these 5 growth pillars? Which brings us to the third piece of the puzzle, the skills-based employment shift and the massive expansion of the gig economy. For literally decades, the professional world operated heavily on traditional degree-based hiring. Your college degree was your universal golden ticket, right? But what the source analysis is showing us now is a massive pivot toward specific skill proficiencies. Employers are looking way less at the generalized pedigree of a diploma and much, much more at exactly what practical, demonstrable skills you can plug right into their specific machine. And this pivot towards skills over degrees is heavily driving the expansion of the gig economy. We can define this as a labor market characterized by freelance, flexible, and highly skill-based work, rather than your standard, permanent, full-time contracts. Notice how perfectly this aligns with the freelancing sector we saw in the high-growth areas just a moment ago. The gig economy is absolutely thriving right now precisely because it values specific, immediately applicable skills over traditional, static credentials. This brilliantly illustrates the new, ground-level reality of the modern job market. Hiring is shifting from degrees to specific skill proficiencies. As the source material explicitly notes, the gig economy is expanding because of this exact shift. If you can actually prove you can do the job and solve their problem, the formal certification matters less and less. It's all about what you can do right here, right now. Finally, let's look at the fourth area, the global digital economy. This is the overarching megatrend reshaping literally everything. So the absolute crucial point here is that worldwide demand is shifting toward future-ready skills and digital competency. This focus, it is the new absolute baseline for the entire global economy. Honestly, you really can't escape it. completely regardless of your industry, your specific job title, or where you live in the world. The source material really frames the ultimate takeaway perfectly. It says worldwide demand is permanently shifting toward future-ready skills and digital competency. The absolute key word in that sentence is permanently. This shift, it's already happened. The digital competency requirement isn't some passing phase, it's the new foundation of work, and it is only going to accelerate from here on out. Which naturally brings us to the ultimate question you really have to ask yourself after reviewing this economic analysis. Are your skills actually future ready for the global digital economy? When you look at the instability, when you look at those growth sectors, the massive shift towards skills-based hiring, and this massive digital megatrend, well, it might just be time to evaluate your own toolkit. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. I really hope it provided you with a clear roadmap to help navigate the economic shift ahead. See you next time.